Hello, children. Today we are going to start our next poem, Why I Like the Hospital. It is written by Tony Hogland. So, as I told you in my last video, that we should get some points that are related to our poet, that what was there in his mind, what was his background, and why he has selected this topic. So, in short, I would like to tell you that Tony Hogland was a son of that person who was working as a doctor in so many military hospitals. So he was having an idea, and he has seen so many things related to the hospital and the patients. It was there in his mind. So while he grew up, he has done so many work in his life. He became a student, then he became an author, then he had adopted the Buddhism, and then he worked on it. And he has written so many things related to that religion also. Now we are coming back to our topic. That is why I like the hospital. It is irony and oxymoron statement that is given through the title of the poem, because no one can be happy in the hospital, either the relative of the patient or the patient itself. So there is an irony, or you can say in a sarcastic way, the poet is saying so. So we are going to start a poem, like, because it is all right to be in a bad mood there, slouching along through the underground garage, riding wordlessly on the elevator with the other customers, staring at the closet beige doors like a prison wall. Now, a place where you cannot go out as per your wish, and you are emotionless there because you are in a hospital where you are fighting for each and every moment of your life. While you are in a pain, but you cannot express it to your relative because they will be unhappy to see you in that condition. So the poet is saying, because it is all right to be in a bad mood there for the hospital. Yes, it happens. हर किसी के साथ होता है कि इफ़ यू आर इन अ हॉस्पिटल, आप वहाँ किसी को बहुत ज़्यादा हैप्पी नहीं देख रहे हो, किसी के फेस पे एक सेटिस्फैक्शन नहीं है, नो वन इज़ लुकिंग enthusiastic there, either the patient or the relatives or the attendants there. What they are doing, they are waiting for that time जब उन्हें लगे कि उनका पेशेंट सही हो जाएगा, घर उनके साथ वापस जाएगा. Till then what they are doing in the hospital, the day seems very long to them. They are unable to pass their time there. They are slouching along through the underground garage. Underground garage का मतलब है the entrance area of the hospital, जहाँ से आप एक बार एंटर करते हो, और अगर पेशेंट अंदर एडमिट है, तो जो हमारे रिलेटिव्स होते हैं, अटेंडेंट्स होते हैं, what they are doing, they have only one passage to go through. वो उस अंडरग्राउंड गैरेज से एंटर करते हैं, बाहर निकलते हैं. Why they are going so? Sometimes they are going to bring something for the patient or something for themselves. सिर्फ यही एक उनके पास रूटीन हो जाता है, राइडिंग wordlessly on the elevator with the other customers. Customers is being used for the attendants and the relatives who are there. So I'm here on this line, staring at the closet beige door like a prison wall. So why we are going to the hospital? What do you think? Everything is easy. You are doing everything in a easy go. No, you are being treated as a customer there. So it is just a pathos for the hospitals, because it is a commercial place, commercial aspect of a hospital. They're treating like you as a customer. Why? Because you are paying them for everything. It is just like a business for them. So does the writer or the poet has used the word customer. And um, there is a corruption is also there, like profit and loss in purchasing the medicine and all the treatment are there. So the attendant who are going there for admitting their patient, they are being treated as a customer, and the patient staring at the closet beach door like a prison wall. What they are doing, they are getting admitted in the ward, and they can see their relatives or the attendants, and the hospital seems to them like a prison. I like the hospital for the way it grants permission for pathos. Now, again, the poet is saying in a sarcastic way that he liked the hospital. Actually, he doesn't. But for the way it grants permission for pathos. Why the pathos? Every patient is having a feeling that he is dying. He is going near and nearer to his or her death. The mother with cancer deciding how to tell her kids. There is a mother who is dying of cancer. She knows it so well that soon the time will come when she is going to be departed with her family, her kids. But she is not that much daring who can reveal it easily to her kids. The bald girl gazing downward at the shunt installed above her missing breast. There is a girl who is suffering from breast cancer. She has lost her breast, एंड फॉर दैट जो कैंसर ट्रीटमेंट चलते हैं उसमें आप देखते हो सिर पे से बाल उड़ जाते हैं। ऐसे ही वो गर्ल है, वो बैठी हुई है। कैसी है वो? होपलेस। शी इज़ नॉट enthusiastic at that time because she has lost the beauty of her body. She has lost her breast. How would she face the world? No one will see that she is a patient of cancer or what, but it is, you can know, you can say that it is biting it herself, but she's unable to do anything. But it is a scene of hospital and it happens there. The crone in her pajama walking with a faux pole. I don't like the smell of antiseptic or the air conditioning set on high all night on the fresh flowers tossed into the waste basket. What happened? While you are going to airport or while you are going to the hotels, restaurants and all, they're well decorated. You are going there in best attire. But while you are going to a hospital, what you are seeing in front of your eyes, the patients are wandering here and there in their pajamas. They are holding what they are holding, the bottle of glucose. And I don't like the smell of antiseptic while you are getting entered into the hospital. What do you feel? The smell that you are feeling there, like phenyl or the medicine and all. Do you like that? No. So the poet is also saying that he doesn't like the smell of that antiseptic or the air conditioning set on a high all night. Every time the temperature that is too low, not tolerable, but you'll feel that it's intolerable, but you can't do that, you can't help it out क्योंकि वो टेम्परेचर वहाँ हॉस्पिटल में इतना रखा जाता है जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द मेडिसिन और सम अदर आइटम्स दैट यू फाइंडिंग देयर और द एयर कंडीशनिंग सेट ऑन अ हाई ऑल नाइट पूरी रात। चाहे आप बर्दाश्त कर रहे हो या नहीं कर रहे हो, यू कैन नॉट कंप्लेन against it. You'll have to tolerate it because you are in a hospital. There's That is not a place for your entertainment. It is, you can say that you are compelled to stay there at night and to spend a night with your patient or the fresh flower tossed into the waste basket. They are using some, fragrances, room freshener, and all to remove the smell of that antiseptic, though it is quite difficult to survive there at that time, but we all are fail. Now, coming to the next line, but I like the way, again, the line, it is a historical way of a poetry that you are always getting a starting line same in every stanza. So here again you are finding it, but I like the way. Again, poet is saying that he likes, but he doesn't. In a sarcastic way, he's again saying the way some people on their plastic chairs break out the notebook and invented a complex scoring system. So why it is happening? So some patient who are sitting there or the people who are like in attendant, what they are doing, they are sitting on a plastic chair waiting for their turn. They have nothing to do in the hospital because they are just looking after the patient who is on the bed already. They break out on a notebook and invent a complex scoring system. What they can do, they are just passing their time in all these kind of deeds to tally up their days on earth. The column on the left that says times, I acted like a fool, facing the column on the right that says times, I acted like a saint. Again. There is an oxymoron. Why and where, I'll let you know. So, to tally up the days on earth, now the patient, the attendants was sitting outside that particular area where the patient are. They are waiting. So they are sitting in waiting areas. They are also passing their time by sitting on the chairs. Whereas the patient who is inside, he knows that each and every time he is losing his time on the earth. So he's just making the column because he is just counting the days on the earth. Times I acted like a fool. So why he is acting like a fool? What life is doing to them? What they are doing there? They are just waiting for their turn while they are going to be departed from this world and his family members. So now, um yes. On the earth, the column that says time is like a fool, facing the column on the right that says time I acted like a saint. Which days that he acted like a saint, he is very near to his death, but he or she cannot express it to family members. So they acted, I acted like a fool, yes, the nature is making me fool. Soon I'm going to die. But facing the column of a right that says yes. लेकिन हम फेस कैसे कर रहे होते हैं अपने आने जाने वालों से सब कुछ जानते हुए भी हम निग्लेक्ट करते हैं उन सारी फीलिंग्स को इग्नोर करते हैं और ऐसे फील करते हैं लाइक अ सेम कि हम बड़ी आसानी से अपनी मौत को जो है वो एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हैं. So fool and saint at the same time, these two opposite things can't be together. So there is an oxymoron in this speech. I like a long prairies of the waiting. Prairies means green fields. I like the long prairies of waiting. So there is not a grassy area where the patient or the attendants can enjoy the forced intimacy of the self with the self. Each sick person is standing in the middle of the field, like a tree, wondering what happened to the forest. I like long prairies. There is a simile because I like what is being used. There is a comparison like a long prairies of the waiting. So the large grassland is known as prairies. Now the large waiting area is being compared to the prairies of the waiting area of the hospital is compared to the prairies here, and the force intimacy to the self with the self, and they're controlling their emotion. What kind of emotion? The patient knows that he is going to die but he cannot reveal it, and he is just showing that yes, I am going to be recovered and soon I'll be all right, though it is not possible. So each sick person is standing in the middle of a field. So each and every patient in that hospital is looking like the field is being used for hospital, like a tree wondering what happened to the forest. जैसे अकेला पेड़ नहीं होता है पूरे जंगल में, हर एक पेड़ अकेला खड़ा हुआ है. एंड it is a sense of loss and disorientation that is being shown here in these lines. The person is standing in the middle of the field like a tree wondering what happened to the forest. हर पेड़ अकेला अपने नंबर के लिए खड़ा रहता है ये जानने के लिए कि now what is going to be done with them. And once I saw a man in a lime green dressing gown, hunched over a chair, a man who was not yelling at the doctors or pretending to be strong or making a murmured phone call to his wife. Now there is a person. There two, three characters were already there. A lady who was suffering from cancer but could not discuss it with the kids. Another one is a girl that has lost the breast, and some other patients are also there who are just having the feeling that they are near to their death but they cannot express it. So now again there is a man in a lime green dressing gown. So the patient that usually wear a gown in the hospital hunched over a chair, वो chair पर बैठा हुआ है. A man who was not yelling at the doctors, now he is so sure, he is having a certainty of his death that he is never going to be recovered. अब उसके पास कुछ नहीं है yell करने के लिए डॉक्टर से और pretending to be strong, और बस हाँ, पता है आपको लेकिन आप एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर सकते हो, तो यू आर जस्ट प्रिटेंडिंग दैट येस यू आर सो स्ट्रांग और मेकिंग अ मर्मर्ड फोन कॉल टू हिज वाइफ. बीइंग स्ट्रांग, now you are going to reveal it to your wife. The man is there who want to do so but he is not able to do. वो वहां पर क्या कर रहा है? murmuring. What do you mean by the murmuring? The words that you utter बट नॉट इन अ वेरी क्लियर वे, लाइक विस्परिंग। और वो फ़ोन पे बड़े धीरे से हिम्मत बांधकर अपनी वाइफ को ये बताने की कोशिश करने जा रहा है कि नहीं मैं ठीक हूँ, but actually he is not. So this is the situation. This is the condition of the patient who are in the hospital. What they are suffering from, they cannot express. They cannot express their emotion to anyone. But one sobbing with shame. हाँ, लेकिन सॉब करना मीन्स क्या होता है? जब आप रोते हो, सिसकियाँ भरते हो ना, आह भरते हो, दैट इज कॉल्ड सॉबिंग विदाउट शेम। उन्हें कोई शर्मिंदगी नहीं है, बिकॉज दे हैव नॉट डन एनी सिन, इट्स अ डिजीज, and so that they are departing from their family members without any reason. So they are not having any shame, pumping it all out from the bottom of self and overflowing the blaze of helplessness and rage, a man no longer expecting to be saved. Now, what is happening to them? So, the sense of, acceptance, and you can say there is uh, a hesitation also, that how would you ask for anything, any help from your family members? Actually they are already doing a lot to you. तो कहीं ना कहीं हम, जो पेशेंट होता है उसको एक ये रिग्रेशन तो होता है ना कि हम तो परेशान नहीं, साथ में हमारे अटेंडेंट्स जो हैं वो भी परेशान है। सो पंपिंग इट ऑल आउट ऑफ द बॉटम ऑफ द सेल्फ। लेकिन अब जो कुछ उनके मन में है, बॉटम ऑफ द सेल्फ मीन्स उनके हार्ट में अब जो भी कुछ है, जो भी कुछ उनके लिए फीलिंग है, the overflowing bledge for the tears of the helplessness and rage. Helplessness, they are hopeless now. And the rage, the anger. Why the anger is in their heart? Because it is a lower part of the ship, that the interior where water accumulate. The ship is drowning. So does your life is also drowning, but you cannot do anything. A man no longer expecting to be saved. वो शिप उसको अपनी डूबती हुई नजर आ रही है, और उसे कोई नजर नहीं आ रहा कि उस शिप को डूबने से बचा सके, ड्राउनिंग से बचा सके, सेव कर सके। आज उसे अपनी लाइफ की ये शिप भी कैसी नजर आ रही है? ड्राउन होती हुई नजर आ रही है। हेल्पलेस वो अपने आप को फील कर रहा है, होपलेस फील कर रहा है। ही इज एग्रेसिव that he want to save his life, but he is unable to do so. A man no longer expecting to be saved because he has lost all his hope, and he has accepted his fate, that yes, my death is so near to me and I'll have to accept it because I have not any other option that I could do anything for me. Now, the last lines. But if you looked, you could see that he was holding his own hand in sympathy, listening to every single word, and he was telling himself everything. Now you will find out a sense of self awareness and the reflection, which reinforce self awareness, emotion, and complexity. Everything is there in that person who is in the hospital. He knows it so well that he is going to die, but the another person who is there as an attentive, or the relatives who are waiting outside in the corridors and who are wandering here and there, they are also restless, because actually they also know the reality that they'll have to accept, as the patient knows. सो दिस टाइम दैट, बट इफ़ यू लुक यू कुड सी, लेकिन अगर हम देखें ध्यान से तो हम इस चीज़ को आसानी से देख सकते हैं, दैट ही वॉज होल्डिंग इज ओन होल्ड इन सिंपथी। ही कैन नॉट बेग फॉर सिंपथी or the help from the others. It's a very pathetic condition for the patient, that at the time while they are going to die, they are waiting for the end of their lives, they cannot beg for the sympathy. They don't want actually sympathy. Why? Because they are listening to every single word. जो एक एक single word उन्हें अपने एंड मोमेंट पे सुनाई दे रहा है, एंड ही वॉज टेलिंग हिमसेल्फ एवरीथिंग। वो उन्हें बाहरी लोग कितना भी कंसोल करते हैं, कितना भी उनको आप कहते हो एनकरेज करते हो, motivate करते हो, but actually what is going to be done, it's an end, and they are accepting it, and so does they are so much aware about themselves. So we can see emotion and complexity in the heart of a patient, what they are feeling, how the members of the family are suffering there in a hospital. As poet said in the title, that why I like the hospital. So this is the way that He wants to show this to each and every reader of the poem, like मैं और आप. क्या हम इस चीज़ को इमेजिन कर सकते हैं कि जहाँ इतनी पैथेटिक कंडीशन है हॉस्पिटल के अंदर, क्या वो पेशेंट और क्या उनके अटेंडेंट्स, क्या उनके साथ में आए हुए जो उनके रिलेटिव्स होते हैं, हाउ कैन दे फील enthusiastic? Can they feel happy? Can they like the hospital? No. So he just want to raise the point that just imagine like a patient, just imagine that you are a patient and how could you feel while you are suffering from a disease, while you know this very well that soon you are going to meet your death. It's your destiny, and for that, if you want to live, you cannot ask for the sympathy to your nearest one and the dearest one. So, this is the end of the poem, and the themes of the poem are that there permission to feel. They need permission. The patient need permission to feel happy and enthusiastic, but they are not able to do so. Human suffering and pain. So, where we are so much engaged in our daily lives, we cannot go through the situation that is there in the hospital with the patient and the attendants. The poet is expressing those points here, and the loneliness and isolation. While you are getting admitted in a hospital, you will be all alone, you will be isolated from the world. They will come and attend you. As a patient, you will be there, but you would not feel yourself happy ever again. Self reflection and self compassion. This is the place where you are all alone and you can think about yourself only. This is a place where you can show each and every, the expression of life for yourself. No one is there to help you out from those conditions. It's only you who can help yourself out of any situation, or it makes you stronger and it gives you strength where you can imagine yourself as your best friend. So this was the poem, and thank you so much, and definitely I'll meet you in my next poem, and thanks for watching it.